Facing a tough road ahead, the Japanese automaker is cutting thousands of jobs and now faces questions about whether or not it will actually survive. Some insiders are telling media outlets the automaker could collapse.
So what does that mean if you're in the market for a new car? Well, WBZ's Laura Hafley found out.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, Nissan is facing one of the toughest period in its history. The company has announced that profits will drop by 90% this year, with last quarter alone seeing over $60 million loss. And to try and recover, Nissan is taking drastic steps by cutting over 9,000 jobs, reducing its global production by 20% and selling assets like its Mitsubishi shares. Now, these moves aim to address a staggering debt load and keep operations running, but the situation is far from stable. Before we dive into this feature video, courtesy of CBS Boston, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and in case you have to go before the end of this video, please leave that thumbs up. The algorithm will really appreciate it, and so will I. Let's go into this feature.
Facing a tough road ahead, the Japanese automaker is cutting thousands of jobs and now faces questions about whether or not it will actually survive. Some insiders are telling media outlets the automaker could collapse.
So what does that mean if you're in the market for a new car? Well, WBZ's Laura Hafley found out.
Major car brand Nissan could be in trouble after the company announced a 90% decrease in profit from last year.
A car company as big as Nissan, that's hard to wrap your head around.
The struggling brand plans to cut 9,000 jobs globally and 20% of its global manufacturing. Career truck driver Melvin Swafford concerned for workers heading into the holidays.
They're going to be out of jobs.
Experts say the company will have to take drastic measures to maintain its cachet of cars in the U.S.
The news from Nissan, it's certainly not good.
Nissan is blaming the drop in profit on model year transition or lack of vehicle updates, an aging portfolio, and a shift to hybrid vehicles.
Yeah, let me pause a little bit there and just try to cut deep into this, because this decline didn't happen overnight. Nissan's struggle date back to its management upheaval after the arrest of former chairman Carlos Ghosn back in 2018, I believe, and since then the company has been grappling with internal chaos, financial missteps, and a failure to adapt to the changing market demands. Leadership instability continues to plague the company, with CFO Stephen Ma being the latest to be ousted. Reports suggest that Nissan executives, they exaggerated sales forecasts, leaving the company unable to meet its financial obligations. These productions go beyond leadership and finances. Nissan's product line has not kept pace with the competition. In North America, the lack of hybrid models has hurt their sales. Meanwhile, in China, now the world's largest car market, Nissan vehicles are losing ground to better designed and more competitively priced offerings from both domestic and international brands. And this is a massive issue for a company that once relied heavily on key markets for its global sales.
Is an economics professor at Boston College familiar with the company's report.
Nissan's biggest markets are China, where they've experienced fierce competition of low-cost electric vehicles, and then here in the United States, where they've just had difficulty delivering popular vehicles.
We did reach out to Nissan. They wrote, in part, Nissan's implementing actions to ensure financial stability, reinforce our product lineup, and secure profitable growth, including releasing a new line of vehicles, beginning production this week. But will that be enough?
Consumers are going to hesitate, buying a Nissan right now when the future of the whole company is at stake.
In the meantime, Melvin Swafford's keeping an eye on any potential sales at local dealerships as we head into the Christmas season.
If they're going to discount the cars to try to liquidate them, I would definitely buy a Nissan.
We did try to speak directly to some local Nissan dealerships here in Massachusetts. They were not interested in commenting. In Medford, Laura Hafley, WBZ News.
Now let's talk about the numbers, because back in 2015, Nissan's market cap peaked at around 6 trillion yen, and today it's about 1.5 trillion yen. And it's a staggering decline that doesn't even account for inflation. This reflects not only falling sales, but also investor skepticism about the company's future. And over the past few months, Nissan has admitted to overly ambitious sales projections and slashing its annual vehicle sales target from 3.8 million to around 3.4 million. The financial fallout is very clear. Losses are mounting and debt levels remain dangerously high for Nissan. So what's Nissan's plan to recover? It's cutting costs across the board, including executive pay reductions of about 50%. But even these measures might not be enough. Selling shares in Mitsubishi will provide a short-term cash boost, but it's not a sustainable solution for the company's deep structural issues. Shrinking production by 20% may lower expenses, but it also means less revenue in the future, a risky move when debt repayments loom large. Now, Nissan's competitors aren't sitting large either. Brands like Toyota, Honda, and even newcomers like BYD are investing heavily in EVs, hybrids, and advanced tech, while Nissan struggles to maintain relevance. Its once groundbreaking Leaf electric car now feels outdated compared to newer, longer-range EVs, and without significant innovation, Nissan risks falling further behind. Looking ahead, the challenges are daunting. Activist investors like FSOMO Capital Management are increasing pressure on the company to restructure, but drastic changes could disrupt already fragile operations. And with shrinking sales, eroding market share, and ongoing debt issues, many analysts believe that bankruptcy within the next 2 years is a real possibility for Nissan. While its price to earnings ratio might make the stock look like a bargain right now on paper, the risks are enormous. Investors and consumers alike are watching this very closely, but the company's options are shrinking right now. If Nissan doesn't find a way to stabilize really soon, it could become a cautionary tale in the automotive industry. Nissan's adventure could be a tale of all tales for case studies in the very, very near future to come. So, is Nissan's fall inevitable? That's the big debate right now. But the numbers on the trajectory don't paint a promising picture for them. Well, that's it for today. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. Please smash that like button on your way out. It will only take you 1.5 seconds to do so. Until next time.